Before subdivisions, before traffic lights, before the roads were paved, Northbrook was a landscape of open fields, gravel roads, and working farms. In the 1920s and 30s, life here moved at a different pace, where neighbors knew each other, and the land shaped daily life. For one resident, those early days aren't just history, they're memories. Walter Sherman has called Northbrook home for nearly a century. And his story begins right here, at the very start of it all.
His name is Walter Sherman, and I go back to 1930. My folks moved in over on the corner of Sherman and Timber Lane here. I went to first grade at the Northbrook School on Waukegan Road, and I, of course, was the first football coach at Glenbrook North High School. That was the beginning of it.
Growing up in Northbrook in the 1930s meant being surrounded by farmland. Fields stretched for miles, and daily life was closely tied to the land. Just across from his home, one place stood out in particular.
We lived over on the corner of Timber Lane over here and Sherman. And the farm was across the street there, Rickwards Farm, who had horses. And of course, to a young guy like me, I was interested in horses, so that was really exciting to have him there. Then at the age of 10, my dad bought me my own little horse.
As Northbrook grew, so did Walter. And by high school, his world began to expand beyond the fields. But even then, life looked a little different than it does today.
My dad didn't think that I was a good enough driver to drive the family car to the Northbrook High School for the prom. So, and I'd asked Nancy Landwehr, who lived over here on Sherman, so I took her in the horse and buggy.
And like many of his generation, his path was shaped by a world at war.
I volunteered when I was a senior in high school. I volunteered for the Army Air Corps. So I ended up in various programs with that. And when they found out that I had been the football captain here and most valuable player, they decided I was West Point material.
After his time in the service and college, Walter returned to a growing Northbrook, ready to shape the next generation. In 1953, when Glenbrook North High School first opened its doors, Walter Sherman became its first head football coach. What started as a brand new program quickly became something more.
Oh, there was one time, I think this was the second year of Glenbrook, and we were playing for the championship, football championship up at Antioch. They had the ball on, I don't know, it was like about our 30-yard line. It was one of those things that was that, to win was the championship and to lose was not to win the game. So it was a very important game. So the captain comes over to the sidelines, Larry Boer, and he says, "Coach, what do you think they're going to do?" And I said, "Well, I think they're going to try an end run right in front of us here." And he says, "I think you're right." And so he went back in the huddle, and sure enough, that's what they did. And he made the tackle and stopped them, and we won the game. And that was Glenbrook North's first championship.
From gravel roads and farmland to a thriving suburban community, Walter Sherman has witnessed nearly every chapter of Northbrook's story. From a childhood shaped by open land and horses to building traditions that still define local schools today. His life reflects the growth of a community over nearly 100 years. And through it all, Northbrook has remained more than just where he lives. It's home.